You're driving when, all of a sudden, the ABS warning light appears on your dashboard. It's enough to make any driver worry. Is it safe to keep driving? Is your braking system failing? Or is it something simple you can fix yourself? Don't panic just yet. That warning light means your vehicle's anti-lock braking system has detected a problem that needs attention. While it should never be ignored, it doesn't always mean an expensive repair. In this video, we'll cover the 5 most common reasons the ABS light comes on and show you how to inspect each one yourself before spending money at a repair shop. Welcome to AutoFixCraft, where we help you save money with simple DIY car repair tips. Let's get started. The most common cause of an ABS warning light is low brake fluid. Your braking system, including the ABS, depends on hydraulic brake fluid to operate properly. When the fluid level drops, the system may trigger the ABS warning light, the brake warning light, or both, depending on your vehicle. Open the hood and locate the brake fluid reservoir. It's usually a small, semi-transparent plastic container mounted near the firewall on the driver's side. Check the fluid level against the MIN and max markings. It should always stay between those marks. If it's low, add the correct type of brake fluid recommended by your manufacturer, such as DOT3 or DOT4. You can find the correct specification on the reservoir cap or in your owner's manual. Using the wrong brake fluid can damage seals and reduce braking performance. Pour the fluid slowly and avoid filling above the max line because brake fluid expands as it heats up. Keep in mind that brake fluid doesn't simply disappear. If the level is low, there's usually an underlying cause. Worn brake pads can lower the fluid level, but a brake fluid leak is also possible. If you suspect a leak, have the braking system inspected immediately. The next thing to check is the wheel speed sensors. These sensors monitor the speed of each wheel and constantly send that information to the ABS control module. When you brake hard, the module compares the speed of all 4 wheels. If one wheel begins locking up, the ABS quickly adjusts brake pressure to help maintain traction and steering control. If a wheel speed sensor becomes dirty, damaged, or loses its electrical connection, the ABS module can no longer receive accurate data. As a safety measure, it disables the ABS system and turns on the warning light. To inspect the sensors, safely lift the vehicle with a jack and always support it with jack stands before removing the wheel. The sensor is usually mounted near the wheel hub or steering knuckle, facing a toothed reluctor ring. Check the sensor and its wiring for cracks, corrosion, loose connections, or damaged insulation. Road dirt and metallic brake dust can also interfere with the sensor signal. Clean the sensor carefully with brake cleaner and a soft cloth. Finally, unplug the electrical connector, inspect it for corrosion or moisture, and reconnect it securely until it clicks into place. Sometimes, simply cleaning the sensor and reconnecting the wiring is enough to turn the ABS warning light off. Sometimes the problem is purely electrical, and one of the easiest things to inspect is the ABS fuse. The anti-lock braking system relies on its control module and hydraulic pump, both of which are protected by 1 or more fuses. If an ABS fuse blows, power is cut to the system, causing the warning light to come on. Start by locating the fuse box. Most vehicles have one under the hood and another inside the cabin, usually beneath the dashboard or behind the glove compartment. Use your owner's manual to identify the correct ABS fuse. Once you've found it, remove the fuse using the fuse puller or a pair of needle nose pliers. Hold the fuse up to the light and inspect the small metal strip inside. If it's broken or burned, the fuse has blown. For a more accurate check, use a multimeter set to continuity mode. If it beeps, the fuse is good. If it doesn't, replace it. Always install a new fuse with the exact same amperage rating. Never use a higher rated fuse, as it can damage the ABS control module or other electrical components. If the replacement fuse blows again, there's likely an electrical short or another problem that requires professional diagnosis. This next cause is closely related to low brake fluid. As your brake pads wear down, the caliper pistons must extend farther to press the pads against the brake rotors. This requires more brake fluid inside the calipers, causing the fluid level in the reservoir to gradually drop. Eventually, the level may fall below the minimum mark. Depending on the vehicle, this can trigger the brake warning light, the ABS warning light, or both. So while low brake fluid activates the warning, worn brake pads may be the real cause. Fortunately, you can usually inspect the brake pads without removing the caliper. Look through the inspection opening and check how much friction material remains on the pads. If the remaining pad material is less than about 3 millimeters, it's time for a replacement. Other signs of worn brake pads include squealing noises, grinding sounds, vibration in the brake pedal, or longer stopping distances. Replacing worn brake pads not only restores braking performance but may also eliminate the warning light if low brake fluid was the cause. More importantly, healthy brake pads are essential for safe braking and should always be replaced before they become excessively worn. If everything else checks out, the final possibility is a faulty ABS control module. Although it's the least common cause, it's often the most expensive to repair. The ABS control module is the brain of the anti-lock braking system. It receives information from the wheel speed sensors, processes the data in real time, and controls brake pressure whenever it detects a wheel beginning to lock up. Over time, the module can fail due to internal electrical problems, cracked solder joints caused by heat and vibration, moisture damage, or failure of the hydraulic pump motor. Because it's such an expensive component, you should only suspect the ABS control module after checking the brake fluid, wheel speed sensors, wiring, and fuses. Diagnosing a faulty module usually requires a professional OBD2 scanner that can communicate with the ABS system and read manufacturer-specific fault codes. Most basic code readers cannot access ABS codes. If the module is confirmed to be faulty, you generally have 3 repair options. The first is replacing it with a brand new OEM module, which is usually the most expensive solution. The second is installing a compatible used module from a reputable salvage yard. The third, and often the most affordable option, is sending your original module to a specialized rebuilding service for professional repair. Keep in mind that replacing an ABS control module is usually not a DIY repair. Many vehicles require programming or coding after installation, followed by a complete brake bleeding procedure using a compatible scan tool. If you don't have the proper tools or experience, it's best to leave this repair to a qualified technician. And there you have it. By checking your brake fluid, wheel speed sensors, ABS fuse, brake pads, and finally the ABS control module, you can identify the most common causes of an ABS warning light without replacing parts unnecessarily. Remember, the anti-lock braking system is an important safety feature. If the warning light stays on after you've completed these checks, or you're unsure about any part of the diagnosis, have the system inspected by a qualified technician as soon as possible. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to AutoFixCraft for more simple DIY car repair guides that help you save time and money. If you've dealt with an ABS warning light before, let us know what fixed it in the comments below. Your experience could help another driver solve the same problem. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video.